Jones, and I'm school governor for the last 10 years. I'm currently chair of governors in both primary and secondary school, and I realise that I've been doing this role in both schools for over 6 years. When I first received the invitation to attend the coaching and mentoring course, I didn't quite see how it would fit in with my role as a governor. However, my interest was piqued, and as a great believer in lifelong learning and self-improvement, I decided to attend the course to find out more, and I am so glad that I did. Bethan and Ian led the course here in Wales, and they did so expertly, sharing freely from their knowledge and experience. I've learned invaluable transferable skills that I have been using in both my personal and my professional life. It was a very interactive learning experience, which I shared with like-minded supporting individuals from other areas of the educational world. And we had fun during all the 6 sessions that I attended. Now, the common misconception about coaching is that a person needs to be in crisis to require coaching. Coaching is much more of a developmental process that enables individuals to build their capabilities so that they can achieve their own personal or professional goals. Coaches enable this process. It involves a balance of challenge and support, and something that prior to this course I don't think I was particularly good at, really listening to what's being said by the individual being coached. Coming from a teaching background originally, I think that my tendency when faced with a problem was to offer a solution, all meant in the best, from a place of kindness, but I'm not sure that that empowers the individual. It's much more empowering to arrive at your own answers to issues or how you're going to achieve a goal. The course involved a mixture of information about coaching and mentoring. You're taught strategies that we can use and employ. Things like grow, where you look at the goal, then look or set a goal, look at the reality of the situation you're in, then what options are available to you, and you arrive at a way forward. And this sounds very simple, but there is quite a skill in when you're the coach in leading the person through listening, as I said before, and asking the right questions to empower them to arrive at their own conclusions. Now, these skills as a governor, I was wondering how I could use them. And I arrived at the conclusion that the first port of call would be with my head in secondary school. As chair of governors, you probably know, we are always kept informed of what's going on, issues and pending issues in school. But it struck me that the role over the years, the role of the head, despite their supportive senior management team, can be a very lonely and isolating role. I've seen the head teacher I particularly work with have to face a series of real challenging issues, several of them in a term. And it struck me that maybe if I offered, and he was willing to be coached, that would give him another level of support. I was lucky in that when I approached the head teacher from the secondary school, he had some knowledge of coaching, which is always helpful, and so knew from which direction I was coming, and he has agreed to be coached. Now, I'm no expert coach after 6 sessions, but the only way that you can improve your skills is through practicing them. And I think that this is a very good environment in which I am able to support the school, give something back to the school, and hopefully make the head teachers burden or offer him an opportunity through which he can talk through these issues in a completely confidential environment, and also lead him through, having listened carefully to what he's saying, structuring the right sort of questions to lead him to his solutions. One of the things I'm sure that will be welcomed is that it will probably be giving him time as well to look at some issues in more detail, and to think through, given that time is a very precious commodity in any school. We're actually going to start hopefully on this coaching, these coaching sessions after February half term. Now, I can see the benefit of being able to offer coaching to whatever staff member would feel happy to receive coaching or feel that it would be of benefit to them. Teaching these days is a particularly stressful occupation. There are issues of insufficient funding, insufficient time. Here in Wales, there are huge changes taking place to the curriculum, which of course makes time even more of a precious commodity. But I can see that if this is successful and the head is on board in the school, then we can work on a process whereby we can introduce coaching, change the culture of the school and attitudes probably towards coaching. Because I do believe that many people think that coaching is only really something you turn to when you are in a crisis, as I mentioned before. The issues with rolling out such a program would be, of course, the need to train more coaches, and maybe here again, more governors could step up here. It does involve more of a time commitment from governors. I appreciate that. But if we could share the load, it would make it lighter for everybody. And we must consider what the outcomes are. To invest that time and energy, then of course the outcomes have to prove themselves to be positive. And having gone through this process myself, I can't believe that there would be anything other than positive. Or I can even see that this process, the coaching process, would be of benefit to pupils from an educational point of view, and also, as we all know, there are so many pupils these days who suffer from mental health issues and anxiety. And the really worrying factor here is that to access any real support, there are months, if not years, of waiting lists because of capacity issues. I would suggest that the right sort of coaching, particularly for those with less severe issues, could be a very beneficial way forward for schools. Yes, there are investment, or it involves an investment of time and staff. And as I mentioned before, I do believe that the benefits would outweigh the in those investments, and that they would give back a lot for those investments. After all, what we do need are pupils who are happy in their environment, who know how to set and attain their own goals, and also, particularly from an educational point of view, and from even those suffering from anxiety, how to overcome those, how to mix socially. Because the goals don't have to be educational goals. So there is huge potential here. There is definitely a need to think outside the box. We've got to be realistic. For this to work, it does involve an investment of both time and staff, so that people can attend proper training and be trained properly as coaches. However, the important thing at the end is I do believe that with cultural change and all of these investments, it would make a huge difference. And as governors, I do believe that we have a significant role to play in this. We give up our times voluntarily, and that would help hugely with the pressure that already exists on the system. But in the end, what we would all seek to be doing is to make a difference. And I truly believe, having attended this coaching course, that if we could find a way of rolling this approach out through schools, it would truly make a difference to our young people.
Thank you, Nerys.
Was that all right? Could you hear me, or could you?
No, it was good. It was. I don't know how long it was. It was a good 10 minutes, yeah. But there were core messages in there, yes.
Yes, I mentioned where I'm from. I mentioned the head. I mentioned rolling it out. I mentioned the conditions of funding, etc. But that I truly believe that if governors stepped up as well, that they could relieve the burden on the schools, and that it would make a difference.
Oh God, yeah. But same as you said, they've got lives as well, haven't they? They've got children, families, jobs, responsibilities. It's difficult. It is difficult.
It is difficult. But I think we need to think outside the box. So this is the thing, because nothing worthwhile doing is ever easy.
No, it's not.
As they say, and it seems a huge mountain to climb. But I'm even just sitting and thinking about the questions you said, because I hadn't fully thought through about children, but I know that as a class tutor, I used to meet with my class, each individual, at least twice a year.
Yeah.
Now, I know that doesn't fit with coaching, but if they had the coaching skills, the class tutors, then I think that those meetings could be so much more.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, this is the 5th year now we've been running the program. It's it's still not embedded enough yet.
So much more
the biggest problem is because there's no money for supply, because there's not enough teachers to go round. We're always playing catch up.
That is where I think that we have to maybe not water it down, but if the class tutor could work with during these sessions that they already hold, use coaching skills rather than very often it dries up that meeting, and there are children as well, from what I remember, the more able children will be able to participate.
Yeah.
The less able children very often don't have an opinion about things.
But the more able children can coach the children that aren't as able. Yeah, you can put that support.
That could be done. That could be done.
Yeah.
And it's very, I think it's just choosing the right pupils for the right for that. Like a buddy system, which already and you're giving them skills that they can use in college.
Oh God, yeah. In life. Yeah, completely.
So there are loads of things that can be done there, but I think it's fitting them in instead of things that are already happening rather than adding to the burden.
Exactly. But no, good luck with it, Nerys. Yeah, and keep me informed how you get on with your
I
progression.
will.
Yeah?
Well, I need to. I'm hoping that after half term now, given him his sort of half term to or his first term to get ready. Well, I was doing this last, so giving him this half term, then we will start coach, and I will talk to him about the wider
Yes.
how we could roll things out.
Okay. Well, it's very much a partnership. Yeah, definitely. So, you know, it always is between, and I think sometimes the head teacher looks up to the chair of governors because it is a safe space, whereas they can't always turn to their senior leadership team because one, they're the line manager, and two, the politics within the school. And there's always quite a lot of micro politics within a lot of schools. Let's put it that way.
Well, as I said, it's my way of saying it was a nice way in that the head teachers has also to manage the senior.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
it's
that's
not easy,
the end, isn't it? You know, that's the end point of it. And I think, but yes, there's a lot of potential, and I would like to see it because I know it's a small school. I know they're under pressure, and very often just being listened to.
How many kids do they have, Nerys?
There are 370 kids.
Okay, so it's a secondary.
Secondary.
Quite a small secondary then, yeah?
It is a small secondary.
Yeah.
But there is a real issue coming up in the next few years. There are several small secondaries in the area, and the numbers are going down.
It said it in London today. I noticed it. It was saying that, what do they reckon? 40,000 kids a year less coming into the school system, and that's resulting in lots of schools closing, you know, or offering less services. It's probably the same everywhere because especially with a lot of kids stopping at home now.
And the sad thing here in Gwynedd is that they don't have a plan for what's going to happen.
No.
And they are wasting resources because if they had a plan of amalgamated schools or whatever, then you know people would be a lot happier about their jobs, where they are, all of that, and be a lot more money in the system.
Exactly. Well, they would. Exactly. Well, good luck with it, and we'll touch base soon. Thanks.
Well, I hope that's useful anyway. I hope I didn't waffle too much.
I'll send you a link when it's done. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Good to meet you, Nerys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.